Hello, it is recorded. People communicating and demonstrating to me that and how former director of the FBI, Robert Luskin, has rules with overt criminal enterprises and with private ones, and pretending they have legitimate rules with that, where and how they have rules also with interbranch family members. At the same time, with a whole bunch of different countries, all the countries in the news, including the ones fighting each other, Russia, Ukraine, collusions forced with their doctors too at Harvard Hospital, Russians and Americans. There's a nurse who reportedly fell on her head, and they probably better not have put me in a fake response to her. I didn't even know her at Harvard Hospital. They forced me for a mental evaluation 3 times. 2 times they totally set me up to cover up what I caught them doing at the first time. I didn't even communicate with them at all. And they put me in fake conversations, fake transcripts, and they pretended that through the mail to other people. They won't communicate with me. WFSB faked conversations with me at the same time, and the interbranch family members with a whole bunch of foreign and overt criminal enterprises and private ones, with the same ones originally instilled. In those fake conversations, they pretend I said everyone's evil. On a mass scale, they've been doing this with foreign and domestic medical offenders of kids, child abusers, leaders of kids, years apart, first forced, still being forced. Facebook has rules with the Facebook pages of Fox Connecticut News and of Channel 3 News, WFSB, and of WTNH News, which is also next to New Haven's F.B.I. and Yale, involved with Dr. Shub, with modern languages, involved with people involved with the World Trade Center attack, but through other natures of organized crimes. And roles of people tied to Diddy, too, in that trial since before it. It's recorded how they keep the whole careers of the branches of government individually grouped in together, criminally foreign influence, and shown they need to hide that by using organized crime acts and methods. And forgiveness is because they are only capable of that. For example, relative to their roles, with some overt / insidious, simultaneously insidious, Black KKK, Latino themed, Italian themed, identity theft, fraud, slayings. Weathersfield police attached me to fake conversations with them at the police station that went at all or anywhere else as a kid, and now as an adult too, with different people. They put a whole bunch of people in. A whole bunch of people are tied to a Detective Dylan and a former police chief, Cintron, and involved with the same house near me, and one's tied to it with them. With the name Phil Cololo, also brought up by the confessions of a Bob Chase and of a Joshua Julian on Facebook pages of a principal child abuser's campus while he was roles forcing that with other natures of organized crimes, and with the news at the same time, who won't identify themselves legitimately with the police. They have been forging and switching names, fabricating police reports too. On top of that, there have been all kinds of predicate acts against me intercities with multiple police departments with the same house /S personally and professionally involved with them. People from Weathersfield with the intelligence community and organized crimes with the corrections office and judicial branch offices are also increasingly involved with the people on the sides of Central Connecticut State University since before I went there. They sought me out a bunch of times to record, confess, demonstrate, confirm this. And then they pretend by using their roles with all natures of investigations, investigators, crime scenes, their campuses, the names next to it, the news, at the same time putting the same sequence ships. We have World Trade Center predicate acts involved with them too at the same time. That's even recorded by the news. Channel 3 News in Rocky Hill has rules of a bunch of military with the spots next to the state capitol through time, and addict involved with organized crimes, identity theft, fraud, slanders, all natures of investigations, investigators, including of those things, use remotely, currently foreign influence, tactically collusion, draw. Whole careers every year since the World Trade Center attack, they are reliant upon self-valued roles with predicate acts and with predicate acts methods. And that's recorded. That's why they can't get on paper. One of the reasons, without legitimately. They've been forging names and switching names. So the courts and the state corrections offices and judicial branch offices already recorded them. The breaching method showed them that we can discern how they already recorded themselves collusions with all natures of crime scenes. Black pupils. We're supposed to see the whites of eyes. In other words, so in other words, the prisons, the people running the prisons too, as our collusions personally and professionally with the same people, with the corrections officers involved with organized crimes, work criminal enterprises, private ones, and terrorists in the terrorist attack. And these are people from Saudi Arabia involved with the family members of the people near me, involved with their extended family members like Scalora and a Phil Collo, involved with a bunch of people too, with like a Jamie Caron is involved with Central Connecticut State University departments, and Heather Hansen involved with other people with the business offices and people with conjunctions to Route 3 and conjunctions to that and Route and Berlin Turnpike with their educators too. I never had a class with Heather Hansen. They tried to make it look like other so they could pretend other in the future by putting her in a summer school class with me. I never had a personal conversation with the teacher, Mr. Neville. He lied about why he put me in the summer school class. As his collusions increasing with people involved with Brian Silver with the Britain Superior Court and a prosecutor named Soulsby, and victims advocates involved with overt criminal enterprises and private ones, and families involved forcing child abusers, leaders of kids at first, and then years later, the ones involved with that, including the victims, still rolls with that with other ones like with that. I don't know of her own family. They tried to pretend make fake exceptions. They were influenced to identity thefts, frauds, and slanders also with the Kerr family at the corner of, and with a whole bunch of other people involved with organized crimes on my street and with my area and with their neighbors involved. I don't even know their names. In other words, and their ties to their educators. One of the things, they're putting fake things in databases, fake transcripts, and they're having people act tied to it, including with the news and the interbranch. I have been putting fake transcripts, all kinds of evidences, rackets, and collusions with all kinds of everything that comes before them. How that is used remotely is recorded. See, they're not legitimately hiding their roles with the other countries. And the people with the positions at the Britain Superior Court, especially, has a concentrated roles with corruption with the state judicial branch offices and the corrections offices, and with people with the same house /S increasingly involved with predicate acts with them. And I use the phrase American exceptionalism at Central Connecticut State University before the World Trade Center attack. They're increasingly